The enemy you refuse to name. There is a silent battlefield inside you. No blood is spilled there. No sound is heard. No witnesses ever arrive. Yet this war decides everything you will ever become. Most people move through their lives without realizing this battle exists. They wake up, follow routines, chase comfort, escape discomfort, and mistake survival for living. Beneath every hesitation, every impulse, every reaction, the war continues uninterrupted. On one side stands the version of you that could be steady, disciplined, deliberate. On the other stands the version shaped by impulse, fear, distraction, and habit. The tragedy is not that people lose this war. The tragedy is that they never realize they are fighting it. Long before modern life drowned the mind in noise, there were individuals who understood this internal conflict completely. They were not remembered for wealth or power over others, but for absolute command over themselves. They understood a truth most people avoid. If you cannot rule yourself, you will always be ruled by something else. This is not a story about combat or dominance. This is a story about control, and control begins within. The greatest enemy is never visible, and that is why it wins so often. You believe your struggles come from outside forces, circumstances, people, pressure, bad luck. But none of these hold power on their own. Their power exists only in how you respond. You are not defeated by difficulty. You are defeated by reaction. The mind seeks comfort before clarity and avoids pain before understanding. It reacts before it observes. This is the root of weakness. The ancient masters did not begin with action. They began with awareness. They watched their breath. They observed their thoughts. They studied the subtle impulses that pulled them away from discipline. They understood that anything unseen controls you. Every time you reach for distraction without thinking, something else is in command. Every time emotion dictates action, sovereignty is lost. Every time discomfort causes retreat, the enemy advances. Until you are willing to look at yourself without excuses or justification, you will remain trapped inside patterns you do not understand. The enemy is not outside. It never was. Chapter 2. Identity is a habit, not a truth. Most people believe they are who they have been. They repeat the same internal declarations again and again, saying they are not disciplined, not focused, not built for something greater. These are not facts. They are rehearsed conclusions. Identity is repetition mistaken for destiny. What you call yourself is simply what you have practiced long enough to feel familiar. Nothing more, nothing permanent. You practiced avoidance, so endurance feels foreign. You practiced distraction, so stillness feels uncomfortable. You practiced comfort, so discipline feels impossible. But the same mechanism that built weakness can build strength. The masters understood this deeply. They abandoned the illusion of a fixed self. They did not ask who they were. They asked who they were becoming through their actions. Every disciplined act reshapes identity. Every compromised act reinforces the old one. You are not defined by your past. You are defined by what you repeatedly choose. Choice, when made daily, becomes character. Transformation does not arrive through belief. It arrives through behavior. And behavior, repeated without exception, becomes destiny. Chapter 3. Emotion is information, not command. The untrained mind obeys emotion. The trained mind interprets it. Fear does not mean stop. Anger does not mean strike. Desire does not mean indulge. Emotion is raw data. Reaction is surrender. The masters trained themselves to feel everything without being ruled by anything. They did not suppress emotion. They transcended obedience to it. When fear appeared, they observed it. When anger rose, they contained it. When pressure mounted, they slowed down. This was not weakness. This was dominance. The world provokes reaction because reaction creates openings. Once emotional, clarity collapses. Once reactive, control is lost. Stillness is not passivity. It is preparation. The moment you choose response over reaction, you reclaim authority over yourself. Authority, once reclaimed, compounds. Control the mind and behavior follows. Control behavior and outcomes change. This is the foundation of mastery. Chapter 4. Discipline is the structure that holds freedom. Most people fear discipline because they confuse it with punishment. Discipline is not restriction. It is the removal of chaos. Without structure, life is ruled by impulse. Without routine, Motivation becomes the master. Without commitment, progress becomes accidental. The disciplined individual does not rely on mood. He relies on decision. The masters lived by rhythm, not because they lacked freedom, but because they understood its source. When action becomes habitual, hesitation disappears. When effort becomes routine, resistance fades. When discipline becomes identity, freedom emerges. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is doing what must be done, regardless of how you feel. This is the architecture of power. Chapter 5. Subtraction creates sharpness. Weakness is born from excess. Too many distractions, too many obligations, too many voices, too much noise. The masters removed relentlessly. They understood that nothing is neutral. Everything either strengthens or weakens. Every unnecessary element consumes attention, energy, and will. They lived by one unspoken rule. If something did not serve the path, it was released. Clarity requires space. Focus requires silence. Mastery requires lightness. You cannot move decisively while burdened by everything you refuse to let go. Simplicity is not lack, it is precision. Chapter 6. Repetition is the forge. There is no breakthrough without repetition. The mind resists monotony because monotony builds power. Novelty excites, but repetition transforms. The masters did not seek intensity. They sought consistency. One action performed daily reshapes the nervous system. One choice repeated relentlessly rewires identity. Transformation is invisible until it is irreversible. Most quit because they expect immediacy. Masters persist because they understand inevitability. Repetition does not ask how you feel. It asks only if you showed up. Those who show up win. Chapter 7. Stillness is the advantage. In chaos, most accelerate. Masters decelerate. Where others panic, they observe. Where others rush, they wait. Where others react, they decide. Stillness reveals patterns. Panic hides. The quiet mind sees openings long before they appear. You do not need to dominate every moment. You need to master timing. Restraint is strength refined. The ability to remain calm under pressure is the ultimate advantage in any arena. Chapter 8. No one will save you. This is the final truth. No teacher will walk the path for you. No motivation will last forever. No external authority will grant mastery. The moment you stop waiting is the moment training begins. The masters answered to one standard only, their own. They did not negotiate with weakness. They did not debate discipline. They did not seek permission. They acted daily, quietly, relentlessly. Self-mastery is not given, it is claimed. The war never ends, but you can begin to win it. Take the first step. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and comment.